Okay, this is not a video I thought I was going to make right now. I'm kind of busy. I'm in the middle of things. I could get in trouble for doing this. But it needs to come through because it just does. And I'm going to just be honest and say I was just watching a video by another person on YouTube. I'm not going to say their name because it's just unimportant. I'm not putting them on blast or anything either. It's just they talk a lot about spiritual stuff, right? And there's a lot that I agree with there, and there's a lot that I don't quite agree with, and that's fine. And I'm not saying that I have some greater truth, just another perspective that's a little bit more nuanced. I don't know. This is just what I'm feeling. This person spoke briefly of consequence, and basically said that we think things have no consequence, and they do. And this is a tricky subject, and maybe the most misunderstood part of what Jesus taught. This whole turning the other cheek and forgiveness. Forgiveness is really what I want to talk about. I feel forgiveness is the focus. It isn't that things have no consequence. You do have an effect. You do make marks. Marks are made. It is more that in the span of eternity, all of those marks fade. No marks are lasting. So every effect that is had is not a lasting effect. It does get factored in. It's not forgotten. It is remembered. So there is a memory of the experience, of the sensation. But all wounds heal. It is possible to create wounds, but every wound heals. Everything is self-healing. That's what I want to express. Life is self-healing. Everything returns to balance. Everything balances, and it happens naturally, effortlessly, automatically. So we have this habit as humans of we do a thing and we realize we've kind of created an imbalance. We've put something out of balance, and then we freak out. We panic, and we judge ourselves. We berate ourselves or other people, and then we try to fix it. We try to do the balancing. We try to put it back. And in the process, we just upset it more, If you create a ripple in water and you try to take that ripple back, what are you going to do but make more ripples, right? More frantic, panicked ripples. So the answer is not to freak out. And it's okay to apologize. It's okay to recognize when something has happened, something that you have done that's been out of fear, something that was done in unconsciousness, something that was done out of fear and was a lashing out. You felt hurt and you tried to put that hurt onto somebody else to make them feel it. It is important to recognize that, but there is no need for further fear there. There's no need for shame. There's no need for judgment. Yes, you have felt a hurt, and perhaps you passed that hurt onto another person, and that is a real thing. That is a real result or consequence. But it all comes out in the wash. If you stop there and you say, gosh, I reacted out of fear, I wasn't really conscious in that moment, that's it. The balancing happens. It is not for us to balance the scales. It is for us to recognize when a scale goes out of balance and just allow balancing to happen, and to know, too, that this is a part of the life experience, that things get out of balance and then they return to balance. This is normal. This is natural. It's not a thing to feel bad about or freak out about. And so when I say something like, there is no harm, there is only hurting, I know it can sound like, carte blanche to just be a dick to people. But ultimately, what I have experienced and what I believe is that it shows to us why we would be a dick to somebody, why we would do something intentionally hurtful, perceived as hurtful, why we would try to hurt somebody else, whether it is out of carelessness or not. That kind of behavior, and it's not good or bad behavior, it's just a kind of behavior, comes from a place of fear. Why would you feel compelled to cause harm to somebody, to hurt somebody, unless you thought it was going to have some sort of effect on them? Why would you want to affect them unless you felt that they had had an effect on you, some sort of lasting effect? Why would you do something that you thought was upsetting on purpose to somebody else unless you felt victimized by that same kind of sensation? And when you recognize that there is no harm, you are recognizing that every wound that you have felt that has been inflicted upon you heals. And so ultimately, there is no harm. No harm, no foul. Everything is restored to balance. You are self-healing. If a hole is put in you, that hole closes. And you have the memory of it, but you are not damaged. You are not depleted or diminished or destroyed. So what is there to really be upset about? There is no harm. No harm has been done to you. And this is what allows us to recognize and offer true forgiveness. Forgiveness in the way that Jesus talked about it. The kind of forgiveness that lets you turn to the person who you know is going to get you killed and kiss them on the cheek and say, I forgive you, and mean it. Because you recognize everything comes out in the wash. Everything restores to balance. And there's no hurry, there's no rush. This is eternity unfolding. You recognize that in this moment, this person, this part of the being that you share is behaving from a place of fear. And you have genuine compassion for that, recognizing that you've experienced that, recognizing that there's no actual harm in this. It's okay. It's actually okay. I know this sounds crazy, but this is where the true compassion and forgiveness arises. That it's, you see in your expanded, transcendent awareness of the eternity of this unfolding, that it is actually okay. That you can be killed, you could be betrayed to the authorities by someone you trusted, and that could get this body destroyed, truly killed, and that you are not made less by it, nor more. Ultimately, nothing about you is damaged or changed or really altered in any way. You have this experience now. You will continue to have experiences. So this has expanded your experiencing, but that too is happening all of the time. Growth is just a result of being. It's the natural, inescapable result of being. And so you can turn to this person who you know is in pain, is conflicted. No one acts in such a way unless they are in pain. And now you can turn to people who are in pain and acting out of that pain and doing something that they think is hurting you, is harming you, and say, I forgive you. It's okay. I'm okay. And what happens is they are then brought to reckoning with their pain because they have been unable to pass it off onto you. When you accept that someone has tried to harm you and has in fact hurt you, perhaps to the extent of having your body destroyed or even destroying it themselves, and you say, it's okay, I forgive you. I'm okay, actually. I am not damaged by this. I may experience a wounding. I may experience a surface level destruction. That's absolutely real. That is real. You have created a wound, but that wound heals. I will have new form. I will reform, and ultimately, even in the formless, the sort of subtle form, I'll exist. You can't touch my well-being. You can't touch my satisfaction, my loving. So nothing has really been damaged here. So yes, you have had an effect, and I will remember this. This is remembered. It is remembered that, you killed me. But I return, I restore, and everything is restored to balance. And you are going to face the reckoning, which is not a judgment. It's not this reckoning of oh, the fist of God is going to come restore balance. No, that's not at all. No, karma doesn't work that way. Karma is not your personal enforcer. No. You will have to just realize this is a law of physics, a law of the universe, that what goes around comes around, that what you send out comes back to you. It's not a punishment thing. This is physics. You put out the ripple bounces back. Whatever ripple you put out is going to bounce back to you. And that's okay. And it's not a punishment. Because in this same moment, I am recognizing I have put hurt upon people. I've put hurt upon people. I've done that. This is my opportunity to end the rippling of that. That ripple is bouncing back. That's what's coming in now for me to receive is this wounding. And this time I am accepting it with open arms, an open heart, with the awareness that it does not damage me. It can destroy this body. It cannot destroy me. This wound closes. This mark that is made is remembered, but it heals over. And then it is as if the mark was never there. It is only in my memory. And so I can accept the wounding and not fight it, and not fear it, and not lash back against it, perpetuating this ripple. I can feel it fully. And in my deep wounding of form, even to the point of destruction, I can look at you and kiss your cheek and say, I forgive you. It's okay. It's okay. So it isn't that there is no consequence. It is that no consequence is lasting. Everything returns to balance. Everything returns to balance. Everything returns to source. Everything returns to Buddha nature, whatever you want to call it. The only difference between the sinner and the saint is time, right? And that's infinite. It's infinite. There is time for this. There is time for every person, for every manifestation of being in the form of a human that has committed an act of violation against another, has acted in a way to inflict, to affect them. There is time for that to balance out. And it's not a judgment. It's not a good or a bad thing. It's not a moral thing. It's just nature. It's just what is. And ultimately what you realize too is that you can't not make marks. Marks happen. Marks happen. But what you can do is not make a mark as a reaction to one that you have received. If you feel yourself being touched, if you feel yourself you perceive wounding, you perceive hurting, you are being marked, what you can do is accept that and feel that deeply. And then your feeling is what is felt. Instead of taking action, physical reaction, instead of reacting and perpetuating the action, right? We are reacting. Instead of that, you cannot act, You can receive and you can feel. And then the ripple that is sent out is softer, it's different. It's a ripple of feeling, it's a ripple of sensation. Now you are inviting other people to feel instead of act. By your choice to feel, you are inviting others to that wavelength. You're sending that wave out for others to catch. And by not attempting to influence anyone, and also not allowing influence over you. See, a fist in your face, that's an attempt at influence, right? An attempt to make oneself felt and to affect you, to affect your reality. When you allow that through without resistance, you allow it to pass through you, you are at once unaffected and receiving the feeling. This is so hard to put into words. You are touched but not moved, right? You do absorb, you feel this, but you don't let it shift you from where you are. And where you are is the awareness of well-being, is the awareness of everything being okay. The awareness that this is not a test, that we're not being judged or graded, that this is eternity, this is infinite, and we have all the time to let everything balance out. We don't need to tip the scales. Everything balances. This ripple will fade. Just stop adding to it. Just stop recreating it, splashing the water. So you receive the punch, it moves through you, and you dissipate that ripple. But you can't not have some sort of response because you are being and feeling all of the time. Everything is making some sort of mark. But in your choice to dissolve that ripple and feel, you are sending out the ripple of pure feeling. You are sending out a ripple of, it's okay. I forgive you. Nothing is wrong here. In fact, there is nothing even really to be forgiven. That's true forgiveness, is the awareness that no violation really has occurred, no wrong has occurred. You have not really damaged me. You can kill this body. You haven't damaged me in that process. And I know that you're acting out of fear and pain, and I have genuine compassion for that. I'm not mad about that. I'm not judging that. I'm not shaming you for it. I am with you in your suffering. You who reach out to stab me, I am with you in the pain that would cause you to act that way. And I am loving you, and I am saying, I forgive you. It's okay. Don't add further burden to this pain by then shaming yourself for it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to shame you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to freak out in this because I know it's all right. I forgive you. Everything balances out. Everything is self-healing. Yes, you can make marks, but all the marks wash away. They're remembered, they're recorded, but they're not judged. It's really, truly a work of art. It's really, truly so we can look at it and see, do I want to make that mark again? I've drawn on this Etch-a-Sketch. These are all the marks I've made in this period of time. Now it's time for the Etch-a-Sketch to be erased so that I can make new stuff and incorporate many elements of what I have previously made. Because life is always expanding, diversifying, becoming more complex. We discover the number one, and first we just make a bunch of marks, and then we go, oh, I can do these, I can arrange it in a new way, and now we have two. Now we have two and one. Now we can make three. We keep building. Life builds upon what it's discovered, right? And so all of these interactions are just discoveries. All of the sensations are discoveries. Somebody stabs somebody else. Life makes a discovery about what that feels like and goes, okay, is this something that I want to keep painting? Is this a color I want to keep playing with? And for a while, the answer is yeah. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a problem. It's not a mistake. That is a part of the discovery. And then we graduate beyond that. We go, okay, I don't need to make this mark any more times. The making of that mark actually led me to the discovery of this one. So I'm really grateful for the making of that mark. I really am. And now I can put that one down and I can use this one moving forward. This one that is forgiveness. This one that is acceptance. This one that is broader awareness. That is awareness of eternity and eternal well-being. That is awareness of interconnectedness. That is aware when you try to wound me, you are doing so out of fear. And if I try to wound you, I am only wounding myself. And the awareness that there is hurting all of the time, but it doesn't have to feel like harm. We can accept and allow and intend for the most divine kind of hurting to take place. We can intend for the marks that we make to feel beautiful, to be tears of laughter and joy instead of tears of pain. We can intend for that. And we can stop freaking out when something happens the other way. When we do have an unconscious moment, a programmed, fear-driven moment, when we do lash out in pain, we can have more genuine grace, offer genuine grace and compassion for ourselves. And so other people, others as well, others learning and growing in this experience. And that is true forgiveness, is seeing and saying, it's okay. I know you are growing. I know all things desire kindness. All things desire acceptance. We just do. This is the nature of life. Life desires acceptance. But a part of that is experiencing everything. That life desires that too. It desires diversity. Variety is the spice of it, right? It wants to taste everything. How else would it know what it really likes? But the fascinating, amazing thing is it always had those preferences from the beginning. Not programmed preferences, deep, inborn desires of life, intrinsic qualities of the nature of life, which are well-being, loving, kindness, expansiveness, inclusiveness. This is the nature of life. And so, of course, it, in tasting all of it, gravitates towards, in the A/B testing, picks the thing that matches that a little bit more. But there's so much to test. There's so much to taste. And the differences are very fine. Some of them, I mean, the contrast is quite great in some areas, but that's amazing too. It's amazing to taste something sweet and something bitter and go, wow, what a difference there is. And you know what? I don't really hate the bitterness. I think I'd just like a little bit more nuanced flavor of this, you know? I'm talking about making coffee because I'm making it, and I made some today that is much more in line with what I'm wanting to taste, and I'm realizing people making coffee at home have all kinds of, well, people in general, this applies to everything, but I'm just specifying coffee. Everybody wants their coffee to taste different. Good coffee is not one thing. It's what tastes good to your mouth, and it's what you want to taste. So some people want coffee that tastes more juicy and fruit forward and actually rather tart. And other people want coffee that's a lot more bitter and, more towards the chocolatey dark notes. And some people want something that's really in between. They want bitterness, they want sourness, they want a blend. And that's life. We get to taste everything and form a preference, and it's all safe. It's all okay. So that's really what I'm wanting to say is it's okay. Yes, we have an effect. Yes, there are consequences. They're just not lasting. And saying that doesn't mean, go do whatever the fuck you want. It really means recognizing what that means for you inside is that every person, everything that you think has had some sort of lasting effect on you, look at that. You are not harmed. You're okay. You are not a victim. We can put down the victimhood. And when we put down victimhood, we stop being perpetrators. The perpetrator was always someone who felt victimized to begin with, and then took revenge, lashed back out. So if we put down the victimhood, if we realize that we have not been harmed, and it's okay to feel the feelings of it, it's okay to feel like you were wounded. That's true. Again, that's still, there's an effect. There is an effect. Something did mark you. Something did touch you. Something hurt you. That is so important to acknowledge and validate for yourself and allow that experience. Absolutely. But at this deeper level, in fact, when you recognize you haven't been harmed by the hurting, you give yourself deeper permission to feel hurt because you feel safer in it. This isn't harming me to feel this. So I'm going to go deep into this vulnerable place that feels like I've really been hurt, that feels like I'm being diminished, I'm being crushed, I'm whatever. But I know I'm okay, ultimately. So because of that, I can let myself go here. And I can let this ripple play out. I can really fully, deeply feel this ripple. That is so fucking powerful. To let yourself feel hurt because you know that you're safe in it, because you know that you're not harmed by it. And if you go into that place, that is where compassion comes from. Deep understanding of someone else doing this to you, what feels like is happening to you. You begin to relate, you begin to feel a deeper connection with them because they sent you this, right? They sent you this pain. And you know it's not harming you, so you let yourself feel the pain and you recognize this is their pain. This is what they're feeling. This is what they're feeling. Oh my God, this is how you feel? I can feel there are tears that want to come right now. Oh my God. Of course you would act this way when you're in this deep, dark pit and you feel so alone and violated by the world and just empty and angry and like no one understands you. Of course you would carry this pain out. You want someone to feel it because you want them to see you. You want them to see you and you're hurting. And I get to be the one to do that. Oh my God, this is a gift. This is not a harm to me. This is a huge gift. I get to feel what you were feeling. And I'm going to feel it. And I'm going to tell you, I get to be the one to tell you it's okay. It's okay. I'm not mad. I forgive you means you haven't hurt me. I forgive you means I see you in your suffering and I am there with you, holding you, embracing you. That's why I'm, kissing your cheek, is I'm saying, I love you. I love you in this. It's okay. I forgive you is I accept your pain. The pain that is yours that you have handed to me, I accept. And I accept it as a gift because this pain allows me to connect more deeply with you in a way that I know hasn't happened for you. And that is a privilege to me. That is absolutely a privilege. I forgive you means thank you. Thank you for being and feeling and experiencing. Thank you for sharing yourself with me. I find no fault here. I find there is only love rising from me. I forgive you means everything is okay. Truly. It is right now. It's gonna continue to be. So you're safe. I forgive you means you're safe with me. We are safe. You're safe to feel this. That's all I have to say. And I trust that this got through. I love you. Take it easy.